Hello, thank you all for being here, and LSI for having AppMed as part of this great meeting. From the get-go, I always listen to my lawyers. I'm sorry, I can't live with them, can't live without them. Sorry for my bad French-Canadian accent. You'll have to bear with it. I'm here today to introduce you to AppMed. AppMed is a startup company based in Montreal, Canada. We developed a mobile application. It's a medical mobile application targeting the needs of both caregivers and patients. It's an app which is patient-centered. We wanted to empower the patient, give them control over who they connect to the app. It simplifies the treatment process. It enhances communications between caregivers, but between caregivers and their patients. This without fundamentally changing the whole clinical process. It's meant to be used to optimize therapeutic drug monitoring and also to personalize drug dosing. Our first application indication is for patients, whether adults, adolescents, or children, suffering from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Why ADHD? Well, it's a global problem. The prevalence is roughly between 2% and 7%. Also, I'm a parent of 2 kids who are now medicated with ADHD drugs, and I noticed that, currently, even though the medications have been prescribed for over 50 years, it's done on a sort of best guess estimates, right? Clinical judgment. You come in the office once your kid is diagnosed, for instance, and they will be prescribed with a small dose. You'll go home, the kids will try out for a couple of weeks, then you'll go back. The physician will make an assessment in his office based on a few questions and maybe raise the dose up and until it is believed that the dose is adequate. There's a big lack of feedback on the parent side because you don't know how the kid's medicated, whether it works or not. It's very difficult to make this assessment. You just question your kid, but again, they're 7, 8, 9 years old. On the physician side, they don't have much time in their office. So there's a big issue there that needed to be resolved. So we developed APPY, our first product. It was developed around a computerized tool which computes and displays pharmacokinetic profiles in real time. It displays pharmacokinetic profiles of different drug regimens. It allows the physician to really see what the ideal dosage is for a certain formulation. It also allows the physician to compare different formulations and also different combinations, because sometimes you medicate the kid in the morning and the medical coverage needs to be extended up and until they're completing their homeworks at night. Also, this tool is useful because it can be used by the caregivers to show the patient how the medication acts, what is the medical coverage. It really helps the patient to understand why they're taking the medication and what it's going to do and when it's going to affect when it's going to be efficient. We also complemented this with questionnaires which were digitally embedded within APPY. The problem is that these questionnaires do exist right now, but they're paper-based. So it's very difficult for the parents to complete them, but even more complicated when you give them to the physicians at the office because they only have a short window. They have maybe 10, 15 minutes with you in the office, and these questionnaires, it's questions that are scored, and the scores at the end are complicated to calculate. It takes time, so they're never used right now. By inputting, all these digital questionnaires within APPY, what it does is APPY calculates the scores automatically and inputs the data within the tabulations or the graphs within APPY, so the physician can see exactly what's happening, what are the side effects that were reported, and how the patients behaved in time. More importantly, what we did is we added some questionnaires which are intended to be used by the teachers at school or by the baseball coaches or everyone that is actually involved in the daily context, which means that you have on one end the pharmacokinetic profiles with sort of the ideal dosage that you can compare with clinical data that are sort of real-world evidence. And by combining both, you can have a good assessment of how the drug how efficient is the drug. We also complemented our app with monitoring tools that are meant to be used by the physician to really visualize assessment results, as well as their prescriptions. We developed those tools with the help of pharmacists and physicians, so they really see at first glance exactly what's happening, what is being done, and they can compare the results, the efficacy of the drug with the prescriptions. How will we monetize this? I think probably of interest of a few people here. Well, we've launched the product in Canada because it's already approved. The first launch is sort of a pilot commercialization project with the pharmacy group in Montreal. It's a subscription model with health professionals. They pay us on a sort of per patient enrolled basis. We look forward now to launch with and directly target the patients who will in turn enroll their physicians or their pharmacists. We also are discussing with with pharmaceutical companies who are looking forward to using APPY to monitor patients while they're conducting their own trials for the efficacy purposes or to actually look at side effects. And once we have a lot of data, we're looking also to implement some AI-driven functionalities. Also, we are currently finalizing the validation of a diagnostic test where we are which is used to determine the drug levels in saliva, which correlates with the plasma levels. And we will sell this, and the results will be inputted within APPY. So we hope to have APPY promoted indirectly by this test, but also the data will be used to even be more precise whenever we look at the pharmacokinetic profiles. We'll be able to place the matrix from a patient directly and be even more precise with the way the curves are going to be displayed. Also, we hope that the physician will be able to use this whenever unexpected side effects are detected to see exactly why the side effects are happening, or also detect when the patient does not react to the drug. Because you'll see sometimes the metabolism may have an effect, and that might be a way to detect the patients which are metabolizing too fastly or too slowly. So as I said earlier, we already launched in Canada with the pharmacy group, and we have a partner, Neopharm, who's going to be the partner for the development, validation, and commercialization of the diagnostic tests. We also wish to diversify. We are currently working on a pain management version of the app. We've already signed a deal with the Children's Hospital in Montreal. We have a partnership with 2 pain clinics. Same time of application, except in pain management. Right now, we conducted a small study at the Children's Hospital to monitor patients for pain management after surgery at home. Our app is actually validated according to industry standards. It's been approved by Health Canada, as I said, as a Class 2 medical device. We have 2 patents granted, one in Canada and one in the US. The patents are currently covering the posology and how we come up with the pharmacokinetics. And we have a second one which has been filed very recently. It's a patent application covering the link between the drug test and the diagnostic test results and the pharmacokinetic curves. We have a team of experts. I'm sorry, the time does not work. How long do I have still? I mean, I don't know how much time I have left.
think you're out.
I'm out?
Yeah, so if you just want to wrap up, please.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Thank you.
So anyway, we have a great team. We're 3 people. I am a trained engineer and lawyer. My team, we have a programmer and a tax specialist, and we welcome you to join our mission. So I didn't see it coming.
Thank you, Louis Paul.